move on to our next conversation, and we're going to be talking about Faith Heaven's Special Family Support Group. It's a support network for parents of children with diverse abilities and special needs. We're going to find out the motive of this inception of the support group, how can you participate and be a beneficiary, and of course, how can you support this movement. Joining us on our couch to give us all this insight and have a great conversation with, we have Janelle Pinello, the founder of this family support group, and also Alyssa Bell, second runner-up of Miss Queen of the Bay, and also an advocate for persons with diverse abilities. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So, season's greetings to you both to start with. How are you feeling today, Alyssa? What's your energy like this Monday?
Well, surprisingly, since I had to get up at 5:30, actually 3:30 to get ready to transport from San Ignacio here, I feel well rested.
Really?
Yes.
Did you sleep on the way?
Yes, but I felt rested.
She's like,
That's why she got a little nap in. Well, girl, a little nappy nap goes a long way
That is
sometimes.
true.
I'm telling you. Just
It does, a
nap.
little power nap.
A little power nap. Just,
That's
but
all we
also
need.
thank you guys for making the effort, because some people can also say, you know, I'm located in a further district and I can just do a Zoom, but I always appreciate in-person conversations, especially on the important topic that we're having right now. So
Exactly.
I really want to thank you guys. Thank you for being
Yeah.
in the rainy weather, in the gloomy
Yes.
weather, coming and making it here. We really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
How are you doing today, Janelle?
So it's Giselle Pinello.
Giselle. Thank you for the correction.
Thank you so much, no problem. Yes, and I'm definitely, happy to be here with you guys, trying to advocate and educate the population, our country specifically, on disability awareness, as well as inclusivity, and diversity, because it is, very important for us as a community to come together and to ensure that we provide the necessary support for people who, are considered individuals with disabilities.
Most
And you're the
definitely.
founder of this support network, again, Faith Heaven's Special Family Support Group.
That is right.
What motivated you to form this support?
So today I come here not only as an educator, just to make it known. I do possess a master's degree in special education.
Okay, wow.
And a second in leadership. But that's not the cause of actually being here, you
Okay.
know. I am a mom, and my daughter is 16 years old. She's Jeslyn Fate, and that's where the name also stems from. And Jeslyn was born approximately 17 years ago with a condition called Beckwith-Wainman syndrome. And she, I believe, is still the first child to be registered with that condition. And it is a genetical condition where the chromosome 11 did not attach properly, you know. And because of that, I've, overcame so many milestones to get exactly where I am today, sitting in front of you all. And with her condition, it just made me a stronger person. It made me a stronger mom. It made me a stronger individual mentally, morally. And I believe it is time for us to give back to the community, And I recently came back into the country in July, and I was looking around because I had exposure to California, to USA, and I, realized the way that their support system is for individuals with disabilities, and realizing that we do need a change here in Belize, especially, giving the individuals a place, a support system for them to be more involved in the community.
Okay.
It is very touching because Jalen Pacheco, who is not here with us at this moment because of his condition, he is from San Ignacio, and he's also the co-host for this foundation.
Okay.
And he is an individual who is 28 years old, and he has been with cerebral palsy for the entirety of his life.
Wow.
And, his support to these individuals is so amazing.
Wow.
He keeps on motivating me personally. He just texted me a while ago, "Good morning, how is it going?" And that's the type of family that we want to build with Faith Heaven Special Family Support Group.
All right, so thank you so much for giving us this background to have a better appreciation of the work that you've put in as a professional to better yourself to be able to support
That's
your
right.
daughter, but other persons that may be going through a similar situation as you are. And also the fact that you're a mom and saying, hey, it was challenging for me growing up, having a daughter that has a special need, and how can I support them? And now you're willing to create this space with other people, and this is where you bring a fellow advocate also,
That's right.
advocating for persons with diverse abilities. What motivated you to partner with Giselle in this initiative?
Well, my advocacy comes from lived experience and genuine observation. I live with a condition called idiopathic neuropathy that affects my mobility. At any time, I can be stripped of my mobility, and sometimes it even feel like even my control is stripped away from me.
Okay, wow.
I come from a different perspective. My adversity, makes me a better leader. It makes me a better advocate. And when Miss Giselle reached out to me, I think we both had, a deeper understanding and a deeper connection with this topic. She comes from lived experience. I come from lived experience. And both of our adversity made us stronger. We turned our pains and our struggles into purpose. And we are here to help and provide a space where everyone and parents could feel safe and valued.
That is, and I want to again say thank you guys for being here on that note, because I'm sure that persons that are listening to this conversation can connect with it. They might not even have a safe place that you're opting to create now for it, because I understand that this group is fairly young, about 3 months old too as well. But how many people thus far in just these 3 months that have been able to be connected with you and have been affected in a positive way to us? Or talk to us a little bit about like the members that are part of this group.
Yes, so the members, definitely the drive is diversity, right? The members come from different parts of Belize. I have approximately 3 of them in Orange Walk. I have 2 families in Belize district, and I have 54 families coming from Cayo district, specifically Santa Elena and San Ignacio. Also, with some in Benque.
Wow.
Okay.
And, it is amazing to see the numbers going up. It is purposeful. That I can say for a fact.
Yeah.
And like what I sit in the Zoom meetings on Friday evenings at 8 p.m. and I explain to the families is that we are a non-judgment zone. You are welcome. Your ideas are welcome. Your family is welcome to join in. And we do have, like I said, Jalen Pacheco, along with other adults who are considered adults living with disabilities in our group, in our Zoom sessions. So like I said, the numbers are going up, and we are happy to have everyone on board with us.
True. And to think that whenever we say numbers, it's like they represent people, right? And to
Yeah.
think
That's
that
right.
there's like so many families that at some point require the support, and saying, hey, we see you as this agency that's willing to provide the support that we need is brilliant. And also that you have adults with diverse abilities, because often the conversation would go to kids, right? And I'm like, but what about adults that are growing up and still finding it hard to be able to navigate
This is the reality.
our
that we have to
our
navigate.
daily reality? So let's talk about how these support groups work, just for people that are tuned in and maybe like, maybe this is what I've been looking forward to.
Yes,
How do your
definitely,
support group
definitely.
works?
Okay, so in the Cayo district specifically, we do have Camp Seconsa, which focuses on children. And, my initiative came from the fact that, yes, we have a support group, but how much are we actually being supported in terms of advocacy and education?
Okay.
And how much are the parents of these, children or the individuals being supported as well? That's my number one initiative, because as the caregivers, and as the parents, we do need to understand the challenges that the children and the individuals are going through. And why I say individuals is because with Faith Heaven Support Group, I do not want to focus specifically on children. Of course, they are, priority and they are included.
Yeah.
But we need to look at the other age range and the brackets, because we have, I believe it's BACPA, the one for adults, and they focus on seniors. Now, when we look at Faith Heaven Support Group, and when we look at disability on a whole, there is an entire age range that is not, specifically being catered for. We have from high school to the age of 50.
Okay.
And that is a lot of people, who do not have where to go or where to turn to for support. Hence the reason why we are advocating and we are inspiring these people. We're inviting them to join Faith Heaven support group because we want to be able to provide more, you know, and we're looking at the age ranges again and the different brackets that are not being included in the community the way that they should be. And it is surprising because when I take the time out to go actually visit these individuals and I have a sit down and talk time with them, you know, the mental capacity that they have is amazing. We have one child that I visited this week, a teenager, sorry. His name is Edwin, and Edwin is, the mobility is very low physically, but Edwin is 15 years old, and the way he thinks, you know, the way he interacts, you wouldn't know that unless you visit him and actually take the time out to see and to sit and to communicate, you know. And so these are the reasons why we are pushing forward. And why we are inviting people to join the group. You know, do not be afraid, do not stay in closed doors. Try to come out as much as possible, try to participate as much as possible. And, you know, let's create a movement together as a nation, and that's my aim and that's my mission.
I love it. It's so great to hear that you're coming here to fill a void that exists, right? So it's complementing what we already exist, and I feel like that's very important. You know, as a human rights advocate, I believe it's very important for us to humanize people, right? We often, you've put persons with diverse abilities or disabilities to a side and saying, oh, they're unable to do certain things, but in reality, they do have the capacity if we were to create the appropriate spaces for them with universal access, if we would to talk about that. So we look forward to like many more things that your organization is going to have, and we look forward to many more conversations to be able to understand the dynamics of persons with disabilities and special needs and how we can support them. We know there's an event coming up this weekend, which is the luncheon. Alyssa, do you mind giving us some details about this luncheon?
It's going to happen the 30th of December at 11 o'clock. I'm actually going to be the host of the
All right,
event.
very good.
I'm planning the agenda and itinerary for all the families to come out. I don't think the location is set yet. Falcon Field. Falcon Field. I would love to extend an invitation to all families with kids with disabilities. Even if you just want to support and come out and support all the families there, even if you don't have a disability, it would be much appreciated. And I'm definitely gonna bring some good entertainment for you guys. So, you know, don't miss out.
Yeah, if there's the opportunity for people to support this initiative, not just the luncheon, but the overall support group, how can they go ahead and do that?
So I firstly want to thank the donors, you know. I want to thank the support system because without them, it is very impossible for us to, you know, initiate any movement. And I do have some sponsors who had already reached out. And for those who, you know, watch our show, our viewers, kindly contact me. My number is 615-6435. And once again, that's 615-6435. And yes, we do have the U.S. number. So our viewers from USA, 760-217-0308, faithheavens2023@gmail.com. That's our email address, and those are our numbers. As you can see, we're making this movement not only locally, but also internationally. So if you would like to donate to the worthy cause, you know, kindly contact us as soon as you can.
Very
Thank
good.
you so much.
Awesome. So now we're going to put the contact information on our Facebook Live for those tuned in.
So
also, the flyer was just shared, and we're going to put that up on our Instagram and Facebook pages for people to connect with you and be able to support this initiative. As we start winding down this conversation, what would you have to say to persons, families that are looking for a space like this? What message would you have to share with them, Alyssa?
Well, I have seen personally how families struggle with the supports. And I always say that families need the guidance, especially living with kids with disability. The children, they need opportunity. And for example, you know, Faith Heavens, you know, the leaders aren't just, you know, neurotypical people. They're people with neurodiverse abilities. Like Jalen, he has a physical disability, and he is the co-founder. And oftentimes, you know, people with disabilities are either pitied or ignored. They're never expected to lead. And I'm truly inspired by what this organization has to bring. And I extend a full invitation. Like, you see the numbers, and we are here to support you. You are not alone in this. And every person living with a diverse ability, you know, you are not limited by your disability. You are still able to thrive and flourish in society. And most of the times, people don't even understand the definition of disability.
Yeah.
So I would like to share that.
Please
Yeah.
do.
You know, the United Conventions on the Rights of a Person with Disability states that a person with a disability is someone living with a long-term physical, mental, intellectual, sensory, impairment. And with that, with interaction with society and barriers, may hinder their full and effective participation in society on an equal basis with others. And the key point is the person is not the problem, it's the barriers in society that creates the disability.
Absolutely, yes.
And, you know, oftentimes, you know, I have my own experience with my condition, and a lot of people would say it's not a disability because, you know, I'm not fully in a wheelchair all the time, but because of the lack of accessibility within my community, it becomes a disability. It becomes a problem for me. It becomes a barrier that I have to face. And a lot of other people face this too. So, you know, I understand you, and we are here for each and every one of you. And, you know, I swear, I took my stand and I told myself that I would do absolutely anything I could throughout my reign, you know, for people with diverse abilities, because this is something that I'm truly passionate about.
And I really commend you because I remember when you were going out for Queen of the Bay and everything, and there was a specific incident. I think it was to go to the key, and you weren't able to go to it too as well. But it showed so much representation that regardless, like they tried to make sure you were included. There was a whole reel created for you.
Yes.
But I'm looking at young people that can see that and say, like, if Queen Belle could do that, like, why can't I do it too as well? Regardless of maybe some of the hindrance here and there, you stood up. You
Yeah.
showed representation, which is so important
you.
for little girls, little boys out there that are seeing that and they can see, like, I can do the same thing. So
Exactly.
I really commend you, and of course, again, the group for that. For persons that are listening that maybe can't give financially, what are other kind of forms of donations or contributions that you also wouldn't mind receiving? Because I know with luncheons or so food and these kind of things, but for just for the reference for them and they're hearing this conversation, how could that look?
Yes, well, this initiative, you know, this movement is not only a one-time event.
Yes.
It is a start to our new path, you know, our journey throughout life. And definitely coming 2026, we're expecting a lot more projects, a lot more work to be done. So volunteer, you know, if you can't give monetarily, kindly volunteer. There are a lot of work that we need to do, you know, simply going to someone's home and doing some yard work, you know, cleaning or it doesn't matter. The work is there, and the volunteers are definitely very important for us to continue pushing forward, you know. So it doesn't have to be monetary, as I said, but putting in your time, you know, visiting our friends with disabilities, you know, going over to have a conversation. You don't need to stay long, you know, but just that time that you put in for someone, you know. And definitely, I want to encourage you all to kindly reach out with contact numbers. You know, that's very important. If you see someone or if you hear of someone in the community that has a disability, kindly reach out, you know, and kindly inform them as well of our drive. And get me those contact numbers so that I can register them formally to Faith Heaven's Special Family Support Group. So that's all the ways that you all can contribute.
I wanted to just read a comment that somebody said here that Belize really hasn't caught up to understand how diverse and variable disabilities can be.
Yeah.
We don't do enough to accommodate our students and our employees. Instead of making the changes to help them adapt and thrive, we just box them out and sometimes stay ignorant. Best of luck to this new organization for changing that. So thank you again for doing that. And of course, for persons that are seeing this and they want to be a part of the change. And when it comes to donation, guys, anything goes along the way too as well. This is the Christmas time, so we know it's a season of giving and trying to really support and bring back that hope. They are perfectly putting in that hope too as well. And I want to say the name Faith Heaven Special Family Support Group is really trying their best to create spaces for families that have had a hard time, but adversity has made them stronger too as well. So with that, I'm going to remind you the number again. It's in the chat bar for people on YouTube and television. I have the 615-64-30 35 number, and that is for Miss Pinello, and you can be able to contact her through that. And of course, we're going to be posting this flyer for you guys to see and make donations and support.
Yeah.
Anything goes a long way.
Definitely. And the invitation is open for y'all to keep on coming to Sun Up on 7 because education about the needs of persons with disabilities is very, very important.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
we're here to make that change, and so you're welcome to join us on Sun Up
Definitely.
on 7 whenever you're ready for that
Thank you.
conversation.
So I would once again like to invite the population. I would like to invite those, especially in San Ignacio, who can make it on December 20th, 2025 at 11 a.m., which is this Saturday coming up. We're having a Christmas luncheon, so kindly be there. A last word I would like, you know, if there is anyone out there, investors, funders, one, I would say wish list. It doesn't have to be this year, but this is something that we're working toward, is having a facility where we can offer daytime care to these individuals so that they can come together during the daytime, have activities, and, you know, we can always have them go home, take their rest, and then come back the next day. So that's an ideal wish list that I'm definitely looking toward.
And this is for Kaya more, right?
Specifically based in Cayo, but I'm sure that when we start the initiative and we get a facility in Cayo, definitely, eventually we could,
It's like-
spread our wings to the different districts.
Because I know
We're
the Mental Health
focusing there first.
Association, they have a group specific, I'm trying to remember the building's exact name or so, but there is one specifically in Belize City that I know supports a lot of times, but it's not one that people can sleep in. They come in, take their warm baths, they get a hot meal, and they come in too as well. So I know that we have one in Belize City, but this is something that diverse abilities are all over the country, so this is something to push for
Yes.
in every single district, to have a safe place for
Yes.
this and to have more hands on deck. So definitely, it's on our wish list.
We're manifesting it for you. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Yes.
Universe. You know?
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Yeah, yeah.
So with that, guys, we thank you so much again for coming, and all the best
Thank
for
you for
persons.
having us.
Send the Christmas
Yeah.
chair and donate, and let's support and make this something to remember for
Yeah.
all these families.
So happy holidays to you and your members, and all the best in 2026. May be prosperous. And we're manifesting this facility for you because
Definitely.
there is the need for it, for sure.
Definitely.
Thank you.
So with that, guys, we're going to go to our next commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Thank you kindly. Thank you.